Ever wanted to raise funds for a cause while partnering with amazing artists? Fundraising makes it happen. This is Benny,
And Mary.
and today we present to you Fundraising, the website that helps you raise funds for any reason and gives supporters NFTs as rewards for their participation. Here's how it works. Artists contribute their creativity through art packs. Fundraising matches sponsors with artists to launch fundraising campaigns. Supporters donate to the campaign by minting an NFT from the art pack, which they can keep as a token of appreciation. The funds raised through these campaigns go to beneficiaries, such as charities, projects, or even you. Plus, a portion of the funds raised can also go to the artist. We have Mari, our product manager, to guide us through the campaign creation process in Fundraising's creator tools. Thanks for joining us, Mari. How do we start?
Happy to help, Benny. First, you have to access to the platform. Then you need to connect with your wallet. And today, we'll be using Core Wallet.
And if you've never used a wallet before, just send us a message and we've got you covered.
Creator Tools needs to know whether you are a sponsor or an artist. Since we are a sponsor, we'll click in Create a Campaign. That takes us to the form for gathering information about your new fundraising campaign. Okay.
Awesome. What's next?
The key step is setting up your sponsor profile, which helps integrate your details into a campaign.
And don't forget to save your changes, unless filling out forms is a favorite pastime of yours.
Then you go to the campaign and click on Add a new campaign if you want to create a new one, or just select one that you have already created in the dropdown. Now, you have to fill in all the information you need with crucial details, such as your campaign name, your beneficiary. You can create your own beneficiary, the artist, the art pack, starts and end dates. Just remember, the maximum duration for a campaign is 90 days.
And how about if you want to limit the number of NFTs that can be minted?
You can set a maximum number of NFTs required or leave it unlimited. Once you have all the information of your campaign fulfilled, you can save your changes. And don't forget to save your changes.
Yes, save your changes. Okay, what's next?
Yeah, okay. After saving, we look for the campaign we have created in the dropdown, this dropdown, and then click in Continue. To complete our campaign, one of the most important steps is setting the background color price in AVAX for each background color in the art pack.
Why does this matter?
Well, the price represents the amount that people will be able to donate and receive an NFT with that background color. So, you as the sponsor get to choose different donation amounts according to background color.
Gotcha. So the closer a background color is ranked to number one, the more expensive it is. Kind of like a leaderboard system. Rank number one gets the most premium price, right?
Exactly. You're right, Benny. Now, let's get into where you can give your supporters control over how their donations are distributed among the beneficiary, sponsor, and artist. Each choice is called a distro preset.
What's the default setup if you don't change anything?
By default, the beneficiary receives 82%, the artist gets 14%, and the sponsor's percentage is 2%.
Wait, that comes to 98%. Does fundraising take a fee?
Yes, 1% from the sponsor and 1% from the artist goes to supporting the fundraising team.
For all of our hard work.
If you don't like the default setup, you can edit it to fit your needs. You can even change the name if you're keeping just one distro preset.
And what if I want to give my supporters additional choices about how their donations are split?
You can create up to 6 distro presets. each with different splits between beneficiary, sponsor, and artist, so you can give your supporters a lot of flexibility. Let's talk about distro colors. We're jumping a bit because it is related to minting NFTs. When you're minting your NFT, you'll see a pie chart that displays the colors you set up here.
So this is more about creating a fun experience for donors while they're minting, right?
Exactly. It adds an extra layer of interaction, but it doesn't affect anything beyond that.
Right.
If someone wants to add custom colors, they can, and there's a default grayscale option too.
Giving people the ability to choose lets them customize palettes that match their brand identity. Like Blake, who created this awesome design for us. He can add colors that fit his style. That way, campaigns sponsored by Fundraising maintain a cohesive visual identity.
Okay, let's talk about rarity. Rarity is a feature that lets you assign special value to certain NFTs, restricting their availability. If you want, you can set up a rarity for 3 key elements: background, base image, and layer choices.
What makes them so special?
The rarity you set up could come with a limited availability or a limited time feature during the campaign. For example, if you have 100 NFTs available, you can make 10 of them available for mint only for the first day of the campaign, creating exclusivity for your early supporters.
Good to know.
Okay, this part is kind of exciting. It's the creative side of things. Here, you get to select the colors for your website. We provide a reference image so you can see exactly where your chosen colors will appear. The main color, we recommend a dark color for best contrast. Main text color, this affects all the text in the website. The gradient colors, these are decorative elements. The secondary color is used in the footer and should complement your main color. Finally, the light text color, this is for sections that require lighter text.
All right, this is great. So we can see exactly where all the colors we've selected are being displayed.
Yeah, now let's talk about general settings. This is where you add depth to your campaign's website. The font, the default is Roboto, but you can also choose Arial. The sponsor and beneficiary names, they are pulled from the details you entered when creating the campaign, including singular and possessive forms. The NFT name, you can define the name of your NFT in singular and plural forms. The campaign purpose, why are you raising funds? What are you supporting? This helps give clarity and impact of your campaign. Finally, top fundraisers section. This highlights the first 3 people who mint an NFT. These 3 NFTs have raised most funds for the campaign.
Like a leaderboard for funds raised.
Yes, exactly. Now let's talk about branding. If you've noticed this logo, it will be featured in your campaign. We provide 5 color options, so you can match Fundraising's brand with your own. Just pick the one that fits your style best.
Nice. And what about social media?
In the footer, we include Fundraising social media by default, but you can customize it. Add your Discord, Instagram, Arena, X account, or whatever platforms you use.
So if people want to follow your work, just add your social media links here.
Exactly. Last but not least, we have the About section. This is the topic of your campaign. You'll have a title, main description. If you don't have a custom description, we provide default text for you. We have 4 cards. The number 3 is Support Beneficiary, where you can add the details about your campaign. Also details about the beneficiary, whether it's an NGO, individual, or project.
And what about FAQs?
We call them more answers to common questions. All you need to do is edit the campaign name and manually enter its description, like why are you raising funds and why you're supporting. The rest of the information is automatically provided.
Sounds straightforward.
Once you've filled everything out, save your changes, please, and you're ready to launch your campaign.
Cool. How do I know my campaign is ready to launch?
You can review all the data you have added by clicking Preview. In the preview, you can navigate and see if you are happy with the results. If you are happy and you have no errors, you can deploy to the blockchain.
Amazing. How do we do that?
Just click on Build Your Campaign. You pay a deposit in AVAX, in this case is 0.5 AVAX, and after building, you will receive a refund for what was not used. We find that on average, the cost is about 0.05 AVAX. Now, send it to the blockchain. Approve it in your wallet. We are using Core, and once the transaction is ready, you're all set to build your campaign.
Yeah, once it's built, I was just thinking about this. What if you had a spelling error or something? Can you go back and edit and redeploy?
Good question. As I said before, I highly recommend you to verify all the information is correct using the preview feature before building. Building is the most important thing because you are paying for it. And the answer is no. You cannot edit after building.
Understood. How do we know our campaign is in the blockchain or not and ready to use for normal users?
Okay, it says here the campaign is already built. Also, it displays a project code that we will use for displaying in a server, and people will be able to use it and start donating. That's it. That's a long process, and we want to make it even easier in the future. I promise. It's really exciting when you see your campaign launched. This is amazing, empowering, and exciting when people are donating to your cause.
Yes. When you see that money coming in, this is the reward for your efforts. Well, fundraising is an easy and convenient way for you to raise funds for a cause while partnering with an amazing artist.
Sign up today, create your campaign, and get started.
Exactly, Mari. If you'd like a deeper dive into how fundraising works, check out our other videos, especially if you're an artist. We have another video on how to create art packs. For any reason,
Fundraising.